Hello, and welcome to Kojo's Math. Yes, I finally named these video lectures, and there's a story behind it. When I was in college, I had this dream to be a math teacher, and in the summers, go to the beach and have a taco stand. I know, a taco stand. And can you guess what the name of my taco stand was supposed to be called? Kojo's Tacos. Well, as you might guess, I never made that part of my goal in life, to have a taco stand on the beach all summer and have Kojo's Tacos. But what better way to replace that than to have Kojo's Math? And we're in my kitchen today trying something different. The kitchen, cooking up some math. Got it? Okay. So this is a review for the math test that's on Monday. I know, math quiz. But it's all the same, right? So I want you to get paper and pencil and get ready to do these problems. The first problem that I want you to do is I want you to find the missing side. Now notice that I have X instead of a letter, C. That comes from the Pythagorean theorem. You have to be able to recognize that just because I don't use A, B, or C as a missing side, that you have to know that you're still using the Pythagorean theorem. So pause the video and do the problem. Okay, you're back, and here is the solution. You'll notice that my trusty friend the owl here is helping me out in my kitchen today. We won't say what he's got in his inside and got some treats, but that's for another time. You're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to solve this problem. You have to write the formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Then you're going to take and plug in for a and b, because as you recall, c was missing. It was labeled x, but it was c because it was the hypotenuse, because it's, how did you know it was the hypotenuse? That's right, because it was directly across from the right angle, and it's the diagonal line connecting the two legs that form the right angle. So we replace a and b, the legs, with 6 squared and 6 squared. We have to simplify. 36 plus 36 equals c squared. And then we take the square root of both sides to undo this. Now when we take the square root of c squared, we get c. And that's going to be about 8.49 units. Because this is a measurement, and they didn't give you any units like feet or centimeters or meters or miles, you have to put in a U for units because it's a distance. And I rounded this up, so you have to look at the thousandths place in this situation to round to 8.49. On the quiz on Monday, you're going to have to be able to round to hundredths and thousandths, which is 3 decimal places. All right, let's do the next problem. I like to do this. We're going to find the missing side now of this right triangle. So pause the video and do this one. Okay. Again, you have to use the Pythagorean theorem, but this time it'll be easier if you say c squared minus b squared equals a squared, because as you see here, we have c. We have c. So we need to find, and this can be a or b. Remember, it doesn't matter. This can be a and this can be b, or vice versa in the Pythagorean theorem. So, but we put c first because if these two squared add up to 39 squared, then to find the missing one, we're going to subtract 39 squared minus 31 squared. And I chose a squared as the missing side. When we square it, we get 1521 minus 961 equals a squared. We subtract, we get 560 equals a squared. We take the square root of both sides. Again, I rounded it to hundredths. Be careful, look at the directions to make sure to round to hundredths you have to look at thousandths. This is A is about 23.66 units because again I did not give you a measurement. So always be careful with that because you'll lose a half a point if you don't do that. All right, let's do the next problem. I just love this. It's my favorite part. This one I'm going to read for you. You place a 20-foot ladder on the side of the house to paint the window. The ladder reaches just under the window, which is 16 feet from the ground. How far away from the house is the bottom of the ladder? Draw a picture. On the quiz on Monday, you're going to have to draw pictures for every word problem. Those are going to count worth like 2 or 3 points for the drawing. So don't forget to do that. Pause the video and do this problem. Okay, here we go. Now here's my drawing. And you'll notice then, I hope you see, that 16 feet is the height from the ground because it's the house and the house is perpendicular to the ground. And there's the window. And this is the ground, and from here to the bottom of the window is 16 feet. The ladder is 20 feet long. So that's the hypotenuse of the right triangle. And I want to know how far from the house to the bottom of the ladder. So that's the Pythagorean theorem. I have C. So if I write a squared plus b squared equals c squared, I go, oh my gosh, I know C. Then I can rewrite the formula as c squared minus a squared equals b squared. Remembering that a and b are interchangeable. You could put c squared minus b squared equals a squared. And you may say, but Mrs. Cohen, do I have to write this, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, if I already know that I need to use c squared minus a squared equals b squared? No, you don't have to write that. I'm just showing you that so you can see it. And I circled the c so that I'm identifying to you that we have the hypotenuse. And then you just plug in the numbers. 20 squared minus 16 squared equals b squared. And you subtract, take the square root of both sides. B equals 12 feet. Now here I gave you the measurement. So if you put a u, you're going to lose a half a point because it's feet. Okay, let's do our last problem. This is my favorite part. Okay, now you're going to find side S. And I'm giving you that the area is 126 meters squared. So stop the video. Don't stop it. Pause it because you have to start all over again. And come back when you're done. Okay. Here we go. Here's the solution. And I want you to notice that all of my work has been laid out in neat, orderly, sequential steps. And I like it vertical. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, do you need to write these 2 steps? No, you can combine that as one step. I'm showing you what I did. You can end up with 3 steps. You can go here, write this, then take the square root of both sides and go directly to the answer. But the first thing you need to realize is that's a square. How do you know? Because it might look like a rectangle, but there's 4 notches that tell you that all the sides are the same length. And they've got 4 angles that are showing it's 90 degrees. So you have to say, well, that's a square. And to do that, area equals side squared. That's not a 5, that's an S. So I plug in for area. I know area is 126 meters squared. And then I say equals S squared. I just plug it in. I take the square root of both sides. The square root of S is S. And the square root of 126 is about 11.22 meters. Now, you could have written it 11.22 meters is about S. I just switched it around. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. All right. That's it for today. Good luck. You should still look over your notes. Those sheets, the one thing I didn't put up here that definitely is on the quiz is finding multiple surface areas. So those sheets we did in class, you need to now take those out and do a few of those problems on your own so that because you should have all the answers there to make sure you know how to take apart a figure. Have a great day and I'll see you on Monday.